for the first time in my life. Lord knows that it's good to see the light, and that's just how I'm living.
I think there's a lot of streetwear now that is like, it fetishizes the streets.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was the word.
Weird way. And I feel like what's so strange about like hoodwear versus streetwear is that like people from the hood and how they get fly and what that looks like is so different because our aspirations are to get out of the hood.
Still rocking on Mary, so everything Gucci.
My name is Milk, aka Denzel Simmons. I'm known for something I do called Storage Base. It's just a platform that highlights the history of streetwear and hip hop culture, just subcultures all around, and just the intertwining of just streetwear music and history and culture. And without having one, you could have the other.
My name is Cedar Lieutenant. I'm from Atlanta and New Haven, and now Brooklyn, specifically Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights, Flatbush, I consider home. And I do a lot of things. I rap, design, style, anything creative, cultural, production, cultural work, I'm with it.
My name is Max Ragusa. I'm a creative director and a designer for my clothing brand / business, Gray Area NYC. So within my brand, I kind of just try to like bring a lot of like conceptions that I feel like spark the mind, or they just put you in a place where it'll hopefully give you like a little bit of a feeling or like a thought.
I'm Ricky, also known as Rick Grimes, also known as Pelle Pelle. I think it depends on the season of which you meet me, the introduction, right? But here, I go by Mr. Strong. I haven't played it now. I feel really official. I teach special education, mainly earth and space and biology. When I'm not doing that, I am doing fashion stuff.
My name is Tyra B. I'm from Coney Island, Brooklyn, but Harlem is home too. I feel like I don't do titles. Whatever I gotta do to get the job done, Tyra B is a multi-hyphenate person. It's a brand actually. It's not even a person. It's just whoever they have to be to get the job done.
Streetwear is a fashion platform for a mix of so many subcultures. You can't just straight give it to the hood without just being like, damn, what about the skateboarders? And then you can't just give it to the skateboarders without being like, damn, what about the rave kids? I just feel like it's an accumulation of just like clothing with an attitude, clothing that speaks about you.
Even you using the term hoodwear represents is like literally what people essentially like in the gutter are wearing. And the gutter isn't like something much deeper than just who aren't, represented in the mainstream.
Streetwear is confidence. When you embody whatever streetwear looks like to you, you come outside confidently, your day feels better, you know what I'm saying? And you have like a good foundation to start your day. Kind of like how people like really love to work out, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's like their physical, spiritual workout is like putting on a good outfit too.
Growing up in New York, you get that raw just a raw way of moving. It's like you're always in the hustle, but you also look at like the ugly in a good way because you grew up around the ugly and the noisy and shit. So it's like beauty in a way. First of all, Brooklyn is the best borough, the best place in America. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Are we the best dressed borough?
Best dressed, come on, you know that.
What do you think the best dressed borough is?
Harlem.
Okay.
Like Harlem. No doubt, but like Harlem, bro. Or I don't know. I feel like I could just tell someone is from Brooklyn specifically. I know I'm gonna see a YN with a ski mask and Air Force One and a Nike Tech. Yeah, bro, like he's from Brooklyn.
I'm just hoping that we get away from like the scammer 101, There's just so much more to the world than privilege. But I don't know.
But especially like the South as far as fashion goes, do you think it's the cake style-wise?
That's a very funny question. It's a setup question. I don't think it's possible to choose. I think the entire argument is like nonsense. It's like diaspora wars, but domestically.
Harlem is home. Harlem is how I came like into more of myself and made me be confident into who I always was. And now I fully in me and like I'm learning more about me because of me living in Harlem.
How are you?
Aisha, Mom, Aisha.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Have a good shift at work, Mom.
Yeah, see you later.
Honestly, I actually gotta give her more credit. I think when it comes to like color coordination, nobody does it when my mom does it. She does what she wants to do, and I really appreciated seeing that kind of uniqueness and standing by how you feel. She really do what she want to do, and it's gonna look good at the time.
My mom is very stylish, and I feel like being raised by her and just watching her get fly also just like set my mentality a certain way.
You know the Clarks, feel me, type of like khaki type of look, like that swag to me, feel me, I always fuck with that. But I also had family, like, feel me, my grandpa, some of my uncles, some of my cousins who like dressed like that too. So like that was in close proximity to me, so I definitely played a part.
Where do you think streetwear is gonna be in a couple years in general?
Well, I just hope it leaves fashion over. Because I don't see streetwear going anywhere. Like, that's the truth. I think it's a thing where it's like, where the streets going? Let's ask it that way. Because obviously gentrification is working hard, but I feel like we're working just as hard, if not harder, to not let gentrification do what it is obviously doing. How am I not here to see the betterment of the places that you're cosplaying as? And I think that's what really bothers me about it. Because if Fashion Nova cared about the streets it was trying to help represent, I guess, it would be reflective. Because if the streets were to disappear, then what actually does happen to streetwear, you know?
Social media changed streetwear. It's like platforms who just like dictate the fashion, where fashion is right now, the fashion trend and stuff like that. You get TikToks, you get all type of social media influencers where it's like somebody don't even really gotta go outside. They can just order shit from online and just like replicate their favorite like influencer and shit like that and go outside like that.
But being like, I want to wear this because a celebrity has this is great. That is part of the problem because that stuff just goes to like, oh, I'm waiting for somebody else say it's cool if we think it's cool. It creates a lot of like impersonators, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just go on Pinterest, you just go on Instagram, and you just find all the inspiration and reference material that you need or want, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can just imagine how in like the 90s and things like that, like if you had a polo piece on and you see somebody else with that on, it's just like kind of a mutual respect type of thing. It's like, oh, wait, they're tapped in with this and I'm tapped in with this. It's like you guys have that same wavelength going on, and I feel like that is like an automatic connection.
When I'm dealing with clothes, whether that's styling or designing, and this is relatively new in why like I feel like I've slowed down on the output of the things that I'm making in that realm. I'm not just making things that people want to buy. I'm making things that people like can see themselves in on a deeper level and also like care about how it's made, why it's being made, what it's hearkening on. You know, like that does leave out people who may not be able to relate to my life. And that's okay, because I think that what I'm trying to build, I'm being very intentional and discreet about, honestly, because I don't want that oversaturation or overexposure that comes with like releasing something with the intent of like reaching the highest levels. You know, that's not what I'm in this for.
A lot of the biggest brands right now, it's very founded in just collaboration. Like, I don't even want to do no collabs anymore. I had the dreams to do collabs with niggas, but like, if niggas want to collab with me, they think that I'm gonna just put gray area and Nike check right there. Like, we're not collabing because like, what is that? And like, isn't that like there isn't any thought? It's just numbers times numbers, dick ride.
You can't have streetwear without hip hop. You can't have streetwear without a lot of these subcultures, but definitely without hip hop. Hip hop is like the structure. Hip hop, graffiti, breakdancing, just like the attitude. But then you also see people denounce it. Like you see the brands like Timberland. It's like Miley Cyrus. They use it to get a bigger platform and then they dish it out on some Post Malone shit. Like, oh, this is below me. This is beneath me.
I can't scale it, but I definitely will say like it's been a large role that artists have played on it. I feel like still people really do look at artists for like inspiration and like what they're doing. It's almost like a whole bunch of people from their teams just pour into one big bowl, and then that's what we see. Of course, they're gonna have mad different outfits on all the time because they have 40 different stylists for all these different shoots, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I used to listen to drill a lot myself, actually. Never wanted to dress like that, but I thought, you know, the beats was cool. Like, their looks are what these kids are also saying. Yo, imagine spinning blocks and stuff. That's just kind of good. But to dress like that, I don't know. That's interesting.
Especially with the drill shit. Like, I know people who have like literally put themselves in mental psychoses and feel me, just smoke and get anxious about shit, think everybody's against them. And that's a slippery slope. CIA know that. CIA up. I can tell y'all, we're losing. But whatever.
People get their inspiration from Black people, starting it right there. But like far as like the music culture, hell yes. If you look at all of the stuff that Supreme makes, 75 to 80% of it is inspired by hip hop. Like if you just look at the tees, I mean, Free Max B, white corporations take our blood, sweat, and tears and we think it's cool because they are bigger than us.
Wu-Tang always just like kept it like authentic and raw. It was always, whenever you seen them, it was just like, damn, whatever the first thing they saw in their closet, they just grabbed and threw on, especially like Method Man. Like, he always tried to be opposite of the pretty boy shit, so he just dressed what the fuck ever, him and ODB. It's like, damn, these motherfuckers was just like living in that sweater for like 3 weeks on tour, and they just wore it to that video, and it's just like something I try to implement in my style and or just like the way I go through life.
If I'm thinking of visual, like, it switches. Cause mine could go from Allen Iverson is one of my favorite players, and I think he was one of the flyest athletes and still is. Like, I still wear my AIs, but then also like ASAP Rocky Peso video.
But when it comes to like big artists or big people, like Pharrell, like I fuck with the whole Billionaire Boys Club. I like that whole aesthetic that they had going early with like the graphic design and the tees and stuff like that. That like those chains they would have, like stuff like that. That has like there was mad color, very vibrant. How they brought up Babe, like, you know what I'm saying, the Babe shit. That was mad colorful and vibrant too. That is definitely what inspired me early.
I'm gonna say rappers, but to me they weren't like, it wasn't because they rapped, it was because of like the life that they were exuding. Tyler, the creator, would have been like the big one. ASAP Rocky as well. This is before I understood what thrifting was. But I was like, I'm never gonna be able to afford this. How can I make that?
Sometimes being broke is the best thing ever, because it literally makes you take nothing, make something out of nothing. Like, literally, these are thrifted, bro. You feel me, with the truies, bro? Mind you, these was $12, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I had to get them tailored a little bit, but.
In my college also had like this thing called Shop. It was a student helping Oz peers. Basically, the clothes were never free. When I found out about that, I was in there every Thursday.
Like, I don't do much shopping these days, funny enough. If I do, it's like thrifting. I just like find something. I've bumped into stuff that people have like given me more recently, which is also new for me. But yeah, everything that I'm like having now is like somebody I know's brand, or like, you know, there's like a real life connection there.
I feel like I started thrifting, and I think like thrifting really helped my style, because I think like with thrifting you have to really put pieces together. And now like all my clothing is from the homies, and all my homies is streetwear brands. Like, everything comes from the mind and comes from what's around them. So I always love shopping with my friends, and not just shopping with my friends because they my friends. Like, I'll tell you if something is ass.
I got more access to different things, whether it was meeting people who know how to make clothes. Almost everybody I know can. Or even just getting around different places. Because like when I started thrifting, it wasn't like it was in the city, actually. It was upstate. And even just like watching them. Tyler doesn't look the way he looked when he first started dropping music. Neither does ASAP, neither does Jaden. Realizing that all these things evolve and transform as you do, I knew it was only a matter of time I was going to look the way I wanted to.
Shout out to you for interviewing me and giving me the space to, I guess, talk my shit and speak my mind. Shout out to all the purists, the lovers of the game, people who do it based off shit that they grew up on, and just the love of the culture, and just doing it without even thinking about it. It's just like, it's first and second nature. Shout out to those, you know.
I feel like right now, and it always has been, but right now more than ever, like art and like musicians and every pocket within that is what people are directly looking at for inspiration on a day-to-day. And that really means you have a certain level of a torch, and like you gotta come with, I feel like, a certain standard or a certain bar that you're trying to set, and it shouldn't all just be about profit or yourself, or else it's like you're just honestly taking up space in this whole thing. So I feel like that's my final gray area statement.
Right now, where like a lot of us are under direct attack and surveillance and all these things. And so I feel like clothes are like the first tool and line of defense to be able to obscure oneself. So whether that's like having a hoodie and a mask like combination to kind of like keep yourself like obscured, or having a whole like keffiyeh or like a scarf or something to like cover oneself up. These things also like are very representative of like what people who are actually in the streets are doing or need to do in order to get by on their day-to-day.
Like, if I wanted to dress like 2016, that would be music. Like, I would think of this, yeah.
And everybody who was there gets exactly what you're trying to say. So if you made like the premiere a theme like that, like dress like your favorite song as they're coming, it would change the entire thing. Because people who weren't in the film must start thinking about what the film means. You should know all of these are sweet.
Exactly. No, that little part about the premiere idea, I'm gonna cut that out so I can actually do that.
Yeah, that's
because
fine. That's fine.
that's so. Okay, wait.